Okay, so for today, we're going to go over adding and subtracting fractions just because it was one that almost everyone, just needed to practice. So instead of just pulling groups during double core, I figured we'd spend a lesson just practicing it so that everyone can go back and fix this. Everyone who needs to can go back and fix this quiz. So we'll just do some practice problems. You should have a scratch paper in front of you. Take notes while I talk, and then use those on the quiz. Um, and then I'll put this video on the quiz in case you want to watch me over and over again because it's so fun. All right, so here's the quiz, level 1. It's just two fractions. Number 1 is adding them. Number 2 is subtracting them. Either way, you got to do the same thing. So I'm not going to do the same problems because that would just be doing the work for you. So I'm going to choose two different fractions. So let's say instead of 2/8 plus 4/12, I'll do 2/4 plus 8/12. How about that? Is that close enough? So whether I'm adding or subtracting them, the first thing I need to find is a C, D. No, it's a common denominator. That's the first thing I need to find. So denominator is the bottom number, 4 and 12. If I don't know my facts, I just start skip counting by 4s and 12s. But I do know my facts because I know I can turn a 4 into a 12 using magic. The magic of math. Because 4 times 3 is going to be 12. And then whatever I multiply on the bottom, I have to multiply on the top. Because 3 over 3 is equal to 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. So 6/12 is equivalent to 2/4. How about that? Now I have a common denominator. So I have 6/12 and 8/12. The bottom numbers are the same. AJ, I'm recording here. So now I can add them. Is 12 plus 12 24? It is, but I don't do that because these are 12ths. They're staying 12ths. 6 plus 8 is 14, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And I'm done. Yay, let's type it in and turn it in and be done forever. No, because 14/12 is improper. So what I have to do is think, how many 12ths make one whole? 12/12 make one whole. So if I pull out one whole, that's 12/12. And then I have two more because 12 plus 2 is 14. So 14/12 is the same as 1 and 2/12, which I could type in. Or if you're a super expert pro, I see they're both even, so I could divide them both by 2, and I would get 1 and 1/6. That's a reduced answer. But either one would be correct for this. So I'll do 1 space 2/12, 1 and 2/12. So big ideas, common denominators. First, use multiplication, multiply the top and bottom by the same thing to get two numbers that have common denominators. You add the numerators. If it's improper, change it to a mixed number. Common denominators, multiply, mixed, done. All right, subtracting, number 2. Where's the erase button? Oh, here it is. Erase, 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 erase. Same thing for subtracting. I got, I can't see because my face is noisy. 4/5 minus 5/10. All right, how about I do 11/20 Thanks, AJ. Minus, you guys, I'm recording a video. Yeah. 11/20 minus 5/10. Still the same thing. I got to get a common denominator, right? So I would times 10 by 2, 5 by 2. Now I would have 10/20. And now I could subtract 11 minus 10 is 1, and the answer is 1/20. Just remember, if it's mixed, you might have to borrow. All right, I'm going to be done with that. All right, next one. Tamika runs 1 2/3 miles on Monday and 1 4/9 miles on Friday. How far does Tamika run in all? So these are our mixed numbers. Are we adding or subtracting? It says in all. Definitely adding, right? So 1 2/3 on Monday, 1 4/9 on Friday. I wrote 6 because, remember, I'm not doing the problems for you. So again, find a common denominator. This time, just don't forget, add your whole numbers. So I could just do 1 plus 1 is 2, and then I would add the other fractions and put them together. Okay? Any questions about if there's a mixed number to add? No questions. No. Wait. Yes. This one. So here's one of the ones where we're subtracting. I'll start this one out for you because this is the tricky one. So I have 2 1/4 minus 4/8. Right away I see I don't have common denominators, but I know I can turn a fourth to an eighth by multiplying by 2. Everyone should know by now that 1/4 is 2/8. So I have 2 2/8 minus 4/8. So right away you should see a problem. Anybody notice it? Only Riley does.
Oh, wait.
I have 2 2/8 minus 4/8. I have $2. Can I give someone $4? No, I don't have enough. So in this case, what we have to do, I'm going to pretend that instead of 8s, our common denominator, just because I'm not doing the problem for you, our common denominator was, let's say, 9ths. Okay, so if it was 2 2/9 minus 4/9, I still can't take 4 away. So I'm going to borrow 1 whole. How many 9ths are in 1 whole? Everybody? 9. So if I add 9 9ths to 2 9ths, I have 9 9ths plus 2 9ths. Now I have 11 9ths. So yours was 8ths, right? So if I'm borrowing 1 whole from 8ths, I have 8 8ths that I would be adding. Now I can take away. So now I have 1 11 9ths minus 4 9ths. Now I can subtract. So when you're adding to that 2, you're going to be adding 8 8ths, not 9 9ths, because your units are 8ths. Okay. And this last one. So this is one where you got to add all these up. And look, there's a bunch of different denominators: halves, sixths, fourths, and thirds. So you need a common denominator for all those. It's probably impossible. No one will ever figure out that it's 12ths. So good luck with that. And I'm